Well, the Florida Tuskegee Airmen Commemoration Day event is just so close to my heart. Number one, because the Tuskegee Airmen story is intertwined with my own family story. I'm the descendant of Benjamin O. Davis Jr., who was the commander of the Tuskegee Airmen, and his father, Benjamin O. Davis Sr., who was America's first black general. So these two men were instrumental in the creation and the formation and the commanding of the Tuskegee Airmen. So to see that they're getting recognized with a state holiday in Florida at these times is really just a powerful moment. And I'm excited to come down and be a part of it. And that's why it's very important to me, this particular day and this exciting state holiday. I sometimes try to put myself in the mind frame of Benjamin O. Davis Sr. and Jr. and wonder what they would think of a moment like this. And I think the first thing would be they were very humble. They would go to podiums and just say thank you and walk off. They would not speak very often, very quiet, very reserved, in the back of the room, although they were generals. Silence and invisibility were their superpower. And their pain. So they didn't really want to stand out. They wanted other people to take the credit, and they wanted other people to bask in the energy. So I think if they saw a day like this, they would be humbled. They wouldn't say much, and I think they would just be quiet as kept in the corner, but very appreciative of the time and effort it takes for their work to be recognized. I mean, one of the things about it, when they were alive, there really wasn't a lot of fanfare, a lot of energy, or a lot of excitement about what they do. So when we look at the times we're in now, where we have celebrations and we have so many acknowledgments, all they really understood was do the work. And I remember growing up, we would talk about vacation, and they would say, "Doug, vacation? What is that? We are not in a position to take vacation because we have work to do." So I think that perspective would go into this day if they were there, but they would be appreciative. Yeah, I think the exciting thing about the Tuskegee Airmen Organization, TIA, and the respective chapters around the United States are the fact that in the 1970s, when the Tuskegee Airmen Organization was created and founded, it really became a pathway to unify the airmen. There was 15,000 Tuskegee Airmen in total, approximately 1,000 pilots, and then 14,000 or so ground crew and support crew. So when TAI started, the Tuskegee Airmen Inc., in the 70s, it became essentially a central meeting place for all of the activities and the families of the airmen. This chapter is been going on for over 50 years, and I think that's one of the things that is so important about this, is that this group has single-handedly led the charge for the Tuskegee Airmen to be recognized, flipping the coins at Super Bowls, being recognized, during presidential addresses, going to the Oval Office. The Tuskegee Airmen have stood the test of time. And I can tell you from a personal standpoint, working with West Point, the United States Military Academy, on naming the Davis Barracks after Benjamin O. Davis, the commander, working with the United States Air Force Academy to dedicate the name of their airfield, the Davis Airfield, and the Tuskegee Airmen, has really showed me the power of their story, and the fact that what they did, even though it was in the 40s, is so revolutionary. And the TAI chapters, particularly in Florida, who have been at the front edge of getting these commemoration days into law and codifying them in perpetuity, it's so important that everybody understands there's so many people working in the back to create practices and policies for everyone to enjoy across the state of Florida. And it's for that reason I really want to celebrate this moment, and I'm so appreciative to be there. The state of Florida is the 10th state to recognize and commemorate the Tuskegee Airmen with a state holiday. And I hope everyone who's in the state of Florida can come down, be a part of this in Orlando, It's free. It's open to the public. There's a live auction. There's food. There's drink. There's videos being sent in from dignitaries all across the United States. I'll be doing a keynote speech. There's a lot of community and an opportunity to build around these incredible 15,000 men and women, and their story is so, so important. So if anybody has the opportunity to come down, if you can't make it and you have the chance, take a read of Invisible Generals and really understand the story of America's first two black generals. And at the start of World War II, they were the only two black officers in the United States. And they were really so instrumental to the creation of the Tuskegee Airmen. And I think what we sometimes forget is one story leads to another story, is connected to another story, evolves into another story. So we're all connected. And I just want people to understand how those connections came and to celebrate their position in society today and realize so many people stood up for them before they even knew really the environment they were being born in. So I'm so excited to be there. And that's really all the headlines for me. So go Tuskegee Airmen and Red Tails and the Florida chapter and all the men and women that help support it.